Play. Kickham waiting. Back for Miller. 18-19 to go. Kickham lets it go through her legs. Chelsea Goldberg has a defender right on top of her. And back the other way to the defensive side of things goes Worcester. Bank pass out of the reach of Megan Turner. As this power play fizzles to start the second period of action. Stick taps from Deschênes indicate the penalty has expired. We're back to even at full strength. Ambrose. Turner gets right on top of the puck. Ambrose has it right back at the blue line. And they'll set up again. Daou from her knees, another shot, another save for Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe, the third-year CWHL goaltender from Bend, Oregon, played her college hockey at the Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT, in the ECAC Conference. Ambrose to the red line, and a stick battle ensues. A Blades player lost her stick in the process, and a valiant effort to try to get it in, but Morgan Turner spending some time arguing, and she slams her stick on her way to the bench. 3 minutes gone by in the second period. Megan Myers can't come in cleanly. Stathopoulos, and unable to keep it in, are the Blades. They'll call the Blades for being offside here. And a neutral zone draw. 16:52 to go. This will indeed be our final home game broadcast of the 2018 calendar year. The next time you'll hear from me, unless you want to tune in for one of my Boston University games, will be for the January 5th, 6th, and 8th series against the Shenzhen Kunlun Red Star Vancouver Rays. Stathopoulos with Myers. Myers wipes out from her stomach, able to get a pass away. And now she's back to her feet and has it takes it behind the net. Rougeau swoops in and moves the other side with Myers on the forecheck. Blades getting aggressive here. They are down by 3. They hold Montreal below the red line. Myers has it, will dump it in, and the Blades a chance to change their personnel. Martin finds Knight. Gets around Miller. Rougeau will dump it in. And now Montreal will change in response. 4 minutes gone by in the second period. All 3 goals coming back in the first. Daou, Poulin, and Knight on the board for Le Canadien. Off the boards, and this one looks like it'll come right in just past Deschênes' crease, and that will be icing against Worcester. Nice attempt off the boards for Worcester, but it nearly paid off. Worcester into today's contest is 0-10 on the season, the last team to not have points in the CWHL standings. Under the padding of Ambrose. Popped up, and it looks like they're going to call the Blades for a hand pass, perhaps. As it knocked off of the hand of a player in the defensive end and into neutral ice. The Blades were judged to have touched the puck first, so have to stop play. Turner will be excused. Greaves comes in, and it will be pushed backward between the defense. Megan Sperling runs it down. 15:20 to go in the second period of action. Rougeau waits, fires, kick save, rebound chance, another blocker save. And Worcester able to get the danger to the blue line no further. Rougeau waits for something to come up. Switches spots and now back again for Daou. Her shot gets through to... Now Crossman flips it up and into the netting. No tip, as this will be a center ice faceoff. 5 minutes and 4 seconds gone by in the second period of action. Neither team able to get one into the back of the net yet. Ratcliffe has been tested early in her relief appearance. Williams under the stick of Greaves. Durocher going back for it. Bate finds Poulin, who carries the mail in. Poulin played her professional debut before her collegiate debut. She is one of very few players to have played a year in the CWHL before attending school, where she went to Boston University. She was the program leader in points until Sarah LaFour. Bate with some open ice ahead, draws Ratcliffe to a splits and scores. 4-0 Montreal. 11 minutes to go. As I think we may have figured out our audio problem. I was on mute the whole game. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. Oh well, I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Max Walpuff. Now I hope you can hear me. I'm very sorry about that. Halfway through the second period now. Goals for Montreal from Daou, Poulin, Knight, Bate, and Willard. The most recent one from Taylor, the defender from Bolingbrook, Illinois. Drafted in the 4th round by Montreal. Up ahead goes Goldberg, and she's got some running room. Pickpocketed it off, and great defensive effort from Emma Martin to get back. Martin will run down this loose puck. Lauren Williams. Now with 10 minutes to go in the second period. Pass ahead, Myers, 2-on-1 with Turner developing. Shot right off the stick of Deschênes. Around Williams, here goes Knight, 2-on-1 with Emard. They hold the line onside. Knight waits. Pass and a save for Racleffe. Catherine Daou winds and she scores. Make it 6-0. Shot took some traffic. Eyes away from Racleffe. And a touchdown on the board for the Alouettes. That was a Canadian Football League joke, by the way. I hope everyone realizes that. 9:49 to play in the second period. We again thank you for joining us on the final game of 2018 for the home half for the Worcester Blades. Montreal will continue their road trip next weekend against Calgary before welcoming Worcester for the first weekend of December. Myers racing down after the loose puck, and she beats out icing, and I'm not sure what that was. Myers has a legitimate case here for being able to beat that puck out from Marie-Joëlle Allard. Linesman judge otherwise, and the Blades are unable to change nor keep the play going. Fleming cuts in and throws, and a save for Deschênes from a shot from distance. Miller along bid. Fleming couldn't get a handle on that one. To the front, Fleming again winds and whiffs. And the other way goes Montreal. 9:10 to play in the second period. 3 goals scored on Fujimagari, 3 so far on Racleffe, nearly a 4th. Another bid from the high slot. Poulin's shot is right off the blocker and down into Racleffe's body equipment. She will cover for the stoppage. .56 to go. Blades were not set for the face-off. As a result, Jennifer McCaskill will be shown the door. The rookie forward out of Valley, Nova Scotia, won by Montreal on the retry. Good spin from Ambrose to keep the puck away from Caitlin Sperling. Montreal can set up on the attack. Cutting in again, Poulin. No chance for a shot there. Battle near sidewall. Farthest point away from this perch that we have here on the near side by the Montreal net for this period. Anderson beats out this icing call. McCaskill cutting across, nearly got the pass there. Williams at her own blue line Throws it in and right on to Deschênes to keep the play alive. Ambrose. Up ahead, Daou. Melody will find the waiting stick of Bate, who finds Ambrose. Cutting in from the corner, and another save for Ratcliffe. Ambrose stapled hard by Turner along the wall. 7:40 to play in the second period of action. Bate can't wind up on that one from a knee. And out the other way, Montreal has to retreat. Williams holds at the red line. Blades tag up, and they are onside. Clement Hadra bounces out, and Knight will cut through the middle of the ice. Back for Emard. Returns it to Knight. Knight fires, and it goes wide. Greaves pops off of her blade, chases down Catherine Daou to the wall. Clement Hadra has it, drop pass for Emard. Gets away from pressure and will find Knight. Kick save for Ratcliffe again. Harris emerges from her own zone with it. Finds Greaves. Megan tries to cut to the middle, and a shot off the leg of Willard. Other way to Deschênes. Now some fire wagon hockey here, each team trading chances. Big block for the Blades. 6:18 to play. Megan Turner emerges from the pile. Deschênes back to Atkinson, who shovels it in deep. Willard around the forecheck. Ambrose lets it slide behind. Atkinson once more, red line and in. 6 minutes even to go. Morgan Turner misses disrupting the pass, but it's out of the reach of Montreal anyway. This will be icing. The Blades were not judged to have gained the red line on this exchange. And with 5:51 to go, Montreal sends out Clement Hadra, Atkinson, and Allard. Jelinas, 22, not 20, for this faceoff. Pushed forward by Montreal and won back by the defense of the Worcester Blades. Montreal again this season. They've had 35-plus shots in 4 of their so far 7 games. They have scored 3-plus goals 4 times. And yes, those are the same games, as they are well on their way to doing so again today. Clement Hadra through the middle for Atkinson. Atkinson sitting on 1 goal so far this season. To the middle, nobody had a stick down on the ice. 5 minutes to go in the second period of action. Montreal doubling their total from the first period. Myers takes a spill and gets it in. Allard gets away from Fleming. Can't get it out of the zone as Myers spins it right to the waiting stick of Durocher, who flips it in for Montreal to set up once more. Poulin waits, Bate fires, and it goes wide. Rebecca Fleming will hammer one onto Deschênes, who pops it into the netting and out of play. A bid from distance for the rookie forward out of Boston, Massachusetts. Spent 2 years at the College of the Holy Cross in Division III. Then she transferred to the University of Connecticut for her final 2 years of NCAA eligibility. She is also a first-year assistant coach at Newton North High School this year, drafted in the 5th round by Worcester. Play broken up for Montreal. They'll back up and try again. Lorraine Rougeau surveys the scene and tries the same side. She's able to hit Bate, but Bate came in offside. And so with 4:07 to go, a middle ice faceoff. I stand corrected. They'll move the face-off all the way back to where the pass came from in the Blades' offensive end. McCaskill wins another draw. Miller winds, fires, and it ends up in some sticks. Anderson to the corner, and it's played right into the waiting arms of Katja Clement Hadra. Hillary Knight, one of 6 goal scorers for Montreal today. Nobody has scored twice for them, at least so far. There's still plenty of time. 3:38 to go, and a 6-0 lead. Montreal looking to add to it. Anderson using that reach to get the puck, but it's taken right away from her, and Montreal keeps it alive. Near side wall, McCaskill stopped at her own blue line. Some help from Alexis Miller, and unable to get it around Kim Deschênes. Knight sends one through the crease and wide. Willard waits, and it's a 2-on-0. Someone gets back for Worcester, and a shot goes wide from Tracy Ann Levine. Second-year forward out of Montreal. Now back for Martin. She scores! Her first of the year, her first of her career, and it's 7-0. Emma Martin, the rookie defender out of Winslow, Prince Edward Island. Spent her collegiate years at the University of PEI. Was drafted by Montreal in the 7th round this past summer. As it is raining goals for Montreal, and we're just in the second period. Bannon. Up for Deschênes. Bannon once more. Fires, and Ratcliffe somehow saw that one. And she's able to smother it for a stop. 7 goals for Montreal, 7 different goal scorers. Two minutes and 35 seconds to go in the second period, as the Canadiens have put up 4 on the relief goaltender Ratcliffe. They put 3 past Fujimagari, who started today's game in the first period. Durocher finds Knight, who finds a shot, which finds the chest of Jetta Ratcliffe. If you're wondering how Montreal, with their talent, is only at 1 loss this season, you're not alone. Their 1 loss was to another Olympian-stacked team in Calgary on the first game of the season. They played a tight contest. It was a 1-goal game. Each team was within 10 shots of each other. And that's how evenly matched Montreal and some of the other teams in this league are, but when teams come to Worcester, their talent becomes apparent. Atkinson. Up to the red line, Galinas can't get it around the defense, and Worcester able to flip to the red line. Midland in, Montreal dumps, and some changes at the left side of the ice. Williams around the boards, held in by Daou. Catherine, that is. Williams has it once more for Worcester. Morgan Turner can't get it out. And now she does, but right to the stick of Marie-Philippe Poulin, who waits for everyone to tag up. They do, and they're in once more. Daou holds, prevents Morgan Turner from coming out. Pass out of the reach of Daou. Allows Worcester to set up their defense. Ratcliffe get another save on a shot. 1 minute to go in the second period of action. Pickpocket for Megan Turner. Right along the bench, and Montreal looking for a too many women call. They're not going to get one. Fleming picks off this pass right into the waiting skates. Stathopoulos a bid. Rebound chance for the Blades again. Myers hammering at it. Stathopoulos waits for it. Doesn't get a chance. Miller has it. And a setup here for Worcester. Shot goes wide from the back end. Fleming Around Bate. Miller. And right off of Bate, she'll chase after it, and she's got room up the ice. Bate rise in, save, rebound, saved again. Ratcliffe keeps the deficit at 7. Final 15 seconds of the period, and the Blades able to clear it down. Myers trying to beat this one out. She does not, and Willard wins the race to make another icing call. The next games for Worcester will be against these same Canadiens in Montreal, the first weekend of December. 5 seconds to go, Willard, and sends it right into a block, and that'll do it for the second period of action. 7 goals, 7 different goal scorers for Le Canadien de Montreal, and Worcester had a few chances in the second period to start us off, but nothing went past Marie-Soleil Deschênes. We thank you again for joining us on Worcester Blades YouTube. I'm Max Walpuff, and we will be back for the third period of action when we come back after the intermission. Welcome back for the third and final period of regulation action here on the Worcester Blades YouTube channel. I'm Max Walpuff. It is 7-0 Montreal over Worcester. Jenna Ratcliffe, the relief goaltender, she came in relief of the starter Mariah Fujimagari in the second period. And as we start the third, she is again out for Worcester. It's a 4-point night for Marie-Philippe Poulin, the captain of Les Canadiens. 1 goal and 3 assists for the captain of Team Canada at the last 2 Olympics. Marie-Soleil Deschênes will take the crease to the right, and we're about set to get started in the final period of regulation. Montreal well on their way to a 7th consecutive win. The Blades will have next weekend off for American Thanksgiving, as all of us will spread across the globe to go home. Morgan Turner will lean in on the face-off up against Katia Clement-Hadra as the buzzer sounds to begin. Aaron Kickham, the assistant captain for the Worcester Blades, is discussing something with one of the officials. And despite still being on the ice, they dropped the puck. So let's have a little more fun on this Sunday. Montreal having plenty of that fun. With 19:48 to play, just starting out in the third period, Taryn Harris chases down the loose puck. Morgan Turner wipes out on the fresh sheet of ice. Hilary Knight, one of 7 goal scorers for Montreal. Back for Lorraine Rougeau, who sends one wide. Bank pass nearly worked out for Emard. Goldberg bounces this one back. Miller whiffs and sends it the other way. Goldberg has to wait for something to develop, so she moves backward in her own zone and finally has some vision right off the stick of Marie-Philippe Poulin, and Montreal keeps it in onside. Wind and high drive from Daou, unable to get that one on net. Megan Turner up with it. Turner from Bedford, New Hampshire will backhand it down below the goal line. The Blades did score in their third game against the Chinese team Shenzhen, as Ratcliffe misses trying to stop play. Bate pushes it back again, and off the kicks of Williams. Greaves charging after the loose puck. Allard bodies her off, and Deschênes will opt to cover the puck and stop play. 18:31 to play in the third period of action. A 7-0 lead for Montreal. Montreal has shot the lights out when they've needed to. 12% shooting percentage as a team, holding opponents to a grand total of 4.4%. Their goals against average heading into this game as a team was .86. Daou cuts in with it to the middle, and Ratcliffe makes the save. Rebound is away for Crossman. Another penalty coming up. This one looks to be on someone, and Turner, and oh boy, here we go. All out pushing and shoving coming in. Poulin trying to get after Crossman as Turner cuts away from the fray completely. And another punch thrown by Daou to Crossman. Things getting nasty here in the third period. 18:07 to go in the third. There will be penalties assessed, possibly to both teams. A Montreal player was down in the fray to start it. The hit happened away from the puck, so I missed the initial contact. I will not give credence to what I can't prove, but the referees now will discuss to dole out the punishment as necessary. The nastiness has been building between these two teams for most of this weekend. There was a punch thrown by a Montreal player at a Worcester player earlier in today's contest, and a play behind this same net. Now it's just a question of woman power. There is one blade already in the penalty box. It's a question of if that's it. Megan Myers and Marie-Philippe Poulin, the captains of Worcester and Montreal, await word. We thank you again for joining us. A 7-0 lead for Montreal, and in a collision behind Worcester's net, a pushing and shoving match ensued. As Paul Kennedy calls over his captain Myers to exchange a couple words before the referees issue their final decision. And until then, we wait. It looks like it's just going to be the one penalty on Worcester. Only 2 minutes on the clock on the home side. Crossman will be asked to get off the bench and head into the box as well. And Melody Daou will walk into the penalty bin herself. So far that's 2 gone for Worcester and 1 for Montreal. And it's more just a question now of, is it 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes or something else? Poulin and Myers, both in their 5th seasons here in the CWHL. Poulin attended Boston University. Myers did her 4 years at Utica College. She was a senior assistant captain. Well then, so 10-minute misconduct penalties for Daou and for Crossman, so they'll be out of service until the first stoppage after 8:07 to go. But for the time being, it's a power play for Montreal. Montreal sets up Poulin. Ambrose waits, has to wait some more as Bate has the shot. Pass across out of the reach of Knight. Greaves can't get to the loose puck. Ambrose has it. Poulin winds and fires, and a big save for Ratcliffe. .17:42 to go. Poulin for Knight. Back to Ambrose. Fires, and I think Ratcliffe got a piece of that one. We again apologize about the delay in the camera. Bate has it far side of the ice. Back for Ambrose on the far corner. Poulin center point. She'll switch with Ambrose. Ambrose waits and slaps her. And right on net for Ratcliffe, makes a glove save. A minute, 7 seconds to go in the minor penalty to Turner. Crossman and Daou will sit for a while longer, as Ratcliffe's refilled water bottle slid from Williams by the bench and goes a little wide. Morgan Turner and Tracy Ann Levine. Levine wins this one back for Montreal. Willard, high and over the head of Ratcliffe. Levine can't get a hold of that one. Goldberg along the wall, sparring with Emard. A teammate each comes in to help. Willard, slapper, and deflected away. Turner can't get it out. 44 seconds to go in the minors. Deschênes gets it away from the fray for Willard off the side of the netting. Levine, and this pass is errant and out. A free clearance for Worcester as Montreal clears it on their own. Marie-Soleil Deschênes has had a very light level of work here in the third period, so she comes out of her crease to stop play and allow Montreal to tee up. Willard had to hold, nobody was on side. Greaves cutting in, a little bit of daylight, and off of Deschênes for a save. Miller finds Greaves once more. Myers back for Greaves, penalty has expired, back to full strength. The shot was saved, rebound was lying there, picked up by Montreal. So we're back to even at full strength, though the services of Crossman and Daou for Worcester and for Montreal are going to be without them for another 7 or so minutes. Stathopoulos drops it for Greaves. Williams keeps it in at the line. Hash marks Montreal unable to get it out. Greaves chasing down Catherine Daou. Montreal's delayed breakout again. Other side of the ice, Megan Sperling has it. Off the board's too strong for Atkinson. And Montreal forces Worcester into a clearance right in front of the Montreal bench. Bate cutting in. Moving with speed around Sperling. Off the bench comes Knight. Off the stick of Atkinson, Bate has it once more. Right out in front, McCaskill cuts it right into the stick of Poulin, who couldn't get a strong enough shot. Rackliff didn't have to make a save. Out of the zone, Montreal tags up. Atkinson once more. Gains the red line, throws it right onto the cage, and Deschênes will opt to cover and stop play. With 14:37 to go. Next broadcast for the Worcester Blades YouTube channel will not be until January 5th when Shenzhen comes to town for their 3-game series in the first week of January. Morgan Turner comes in for the face-off for Worcester. To the wall for Megan Turner. Try to circle the net. Can't keep the puck. Knight. Right off the glove of Atkinson. Bate finds Poulin. This is not the usual line for head coach Danny Brunet, but when you're up by 7, there are some luxuries afforded to you. Poulin dives and takes out Chelsea Goldberg in the process. No arms raised, we play on with 14 minutes to go in the third period. Greaves can't get it away from Poulin. Knight shovels it forward, Miller going after it. It will be icing. So Montreal unable to change. It's been a tough weekend for Worcester. They've had chances against both Maschmeyer yesterday and Deschênes today. They've been unable to capitalize on any of them and are in danger of going scoreless for the second consecutive game. It looks like timeout might be getting called here by Montreal. Second game in a row that they've used their timeout to rest their top unit after an icing. In yesterday's contest, in the first minute 15 seconds of the contest, Worcester had probably their best looks of the whole weekend with a great shift and all. Montreal calls a timeout, settles their top unit down after a long shift. On their next shift, Marie-Philippe Poulin blasts in a shot to make it 4-0 at the time, and it was all over from there, and a 5th goal would be added later. But with 13:46 to go in the third, Worcester has held Montreal off the score sheet in this period. 3 goals in the first, 4 in the second. And the timeout for Danny Brunet and company is over. Turner in for the face-off, and she tries to win it forward against Poulin. Strong body position, and uh-oh, here comes another one. Megan Greaves throwing hands with the player at the back end. And now both are gonna go. Greaves and DeRoche will both be sent into the box. As Demi Crossman opens the door for Greaves and welcomes her in. Officials just trying to take control of this game after the brawl to start the third period. They'd rather avoid any more nastiness. And at that rate, I'd rather not be a boxing commentator today. 4-on-4 we play for 1:50. Shot wide from Clement Hadra. And for Worcester, this is a bad exchange here with Greaves, one of their faster players, off for this 4-on-4. Myers gets it to Turner up ahead. Myers out of her reach, and Willard spins around with it in her own end, and Montreal comes back the other side. Emard can't outrun Miller for the puck. Ambrose. Myers for Turner, off the heel of her skate. Now right in on net, and the shot from Emard goes wide of Ratcliffe. 1:11 to go in 4-on-4. Emard's shot is blocked by Miller, and all the way down the ice. Willard, this is not strong enough for icing, so Deschênes will just tap it and leave it for the defender from Illinois. Under a minute of 4-on-4 time, 12:36 to go in the period. DeRoche waits, fires, shoulder save, and Ratcliffe pounces on the rebound before Tracy Ann Levine can get to it. Levine, a second-year player out of Montreal. She attended Concordia University in the Canadian Inter-University Sport Competition. 60 games played in her career, drafted in the 8th round by Montreal in 2017. Kim Deschênes, right for Atkinson. Carrie Atkinson out of Fort Worth, Texas. Can't get around Deschênes the first time, finds some support in Stethopolis. 24 seconds of 4-on-4 time. Atkinson in again, fires, and it goes wide. Fleming outran the rebound. Recovers to keep it in the zone. Stethopolis chases it down. Rougeau gets it there in ahead of her. Final seconds of the matching minors for Greaves and DeRoche. They are released. We're back to even at full strength, 5-on-5. A slower pace to this third period than the first two for both squads, but Bate crashing in and goes right over the net. Montreal is not done. The score might be 7-0 against a team that is yet to score their 5th goal of the season as a team. Montreal is not done yet, but neither are the Blades. McCaskill crashing in, kick save for Deschênes on a shot from the mid-slot. Kick him right off of a knee. McCaskill out in front, tried to bank it in, didn't work. McCaskill again taken to the ice. Under 11 minutes to play now, third period of action. All the scoring coming back in the first and second periods. Poulin calmly through center. Bate for Knight. Anderson for Worcester. Out of the zone. Across the ice, tipped in by Caitlin Sperling. She'll be the only one going in on the forecheck. Does a good job to tie up the Montreal player and allow Worcester to set up defensively. Miller, head up, looking for a pass, finds Harris. Megan Turner for Goldberg, a shot, kick save, and the rebound goes up and off the glass. Halfway through the third period, we have a stop behind the play. back official is pointing to the Montreal bench for something. My bad, she's pointing for Morgan Turner to head into the penalty box. In about 2 minutes, the misconduct penalties to Crossman and Melody Daou will expire. Both teams will not get their players back until the first whistle afterward. But a penalty here from Morgan Turner behind the play. And Montreal's power play goes back to work. They finally got their power play goal this weekend when Knight blasted one in from the office. Bate emerges now for Poulin. Ambrose. Knight. Unusual to hear unsportsmanlike conduct in this league, but it happens. Knight blast and another save. Poulin can't get the carom. Clement Hadra. Waiting, right at the blue line, Ambrose. Knight. Patience for Poulin. Ambrose and pop up, wait for it. Stays somehow out for a brief moment, bounces in, 8-0. Not sure who got the last touch. The traveling fans for Montreal love this one. It's 8-0 with a 2-point conversion. .9:16 to go in regulation time. And it's 8-0 for Montreal. Myers for Stathopoulos. Fleming coming in middle of the ice. Stathopoulos leaves it for Myers to the middle of the ice, and Deschênes makes the cover. They wiped out the goal? Wait a second. I guess they wiped it out. I'm not totally sure what the score is, whether it's 7 or 8. It is? Okay, great. The center ice scoreboard had it at 7 for a brief moment. We thought it was a high stick call here in the press area, but as Montreal comes in, they're about to make it 9. Instead, they just get turned out of the zone. This one's not strong enough for icing. The 8th different goal scorer as Erin Ambrose gets herself on the board. Her 9th point of the season, but just her 2nd goal. Scramble out in front, and she was the one that got last touch, with about 3 Montreal sticks being candidates. Under 8 minutes to go at the next stoppage, Crossman and Daou will be released from their misconduct minors. Turner, flipped to the blue line, held in by Montreal, but judged as a hand pass. At least I thought the players were going to get released at the next stoppage, and I am wrong again. Kick him off the face-off win for Worcester, flips it into the waiting gloves of Emma Martin, who has her first goal of the season and the first of her career in today's game. Bate through the blue paint with the shot. No save for Ratcliffe, it never hit her pads. Knight spun in front. Bate another shot through the paint, not on net. Hard blast off of Anderson's body. Williams just trying to pitchfork it out. Rougeau keeps it in. Poulin up top, Emard. Shin pads of Anderson as she's still blocking shots. Knight for Bate. Poulin can't bat it out of the air. Under 7 to go. The first unit for Montreal has gotten limited rest despite being up 8-0. As head coach Danny Brunet keeps throwing them out. Knight, another blast, kicked by Bate. Ratcliffe falls on it for a stop. .6:38 to go. Montreal well on their way to their 7th consecutive win. Greaves has it, and she'll move up with it. Finds Courtney Turner. Couldn't get it back for Greaves. To the near side wall with under 6:30 to play. Miller can't keep it in. She'll set up again, pass out of the reach of Harris. Turner for Greaves once more at the blue line, and the Blades are held up as they try to enter. A penalty coming up against Worcester. Emard right on net. High sticking call coming up. And back to the power play goes Montreal. Now the misconduct players are released, and just in time, Demi Crossman go back out for the penalty kill. We're just waiting for 2 minutes to get put onto the penalty clock. .6:03 left to play. Penalty will expire at 4:03, barring another power play strike from Montreal. They have 2 today. This break in the action allowing Marie-Philippe Poulin to speak with Aaron Ambrose about the latest power play structure to see if they can get a 9th goal. 2 minutes finally on the board. Teams are ready. Let's play some hockey, why don't we? Ambrose spins for Daou. Poulin back for Ambrose, the most recent goal scorer. For Bataille through the blue paint. Everybody on the ice for Montreal has a goal in today's contest. That's kind of amazing. High shot, and Ambrose has one from the back. Her 2nd of the day, the 9th for Montreal. Five minutes and 32 seconds can't go by fast enough for the Worcester Blades. The 3rd power play strike of the game, the 8th of the season for Montreal. Flip to the Montreal blue line, Allard holds it up there. Kept in by Worcester. Around the side again, 5:10 to go in the 3rd period of action. Megan Turner tripped, and this will be a power play coming up for Worcester. They judge Montreal touched it to stop the pass. It'll be a tripping call on Tracy Ann Levine. Her first penalties in minutes of the season. Under 5 to go, and Worcester will go 5-on-4 for 2 minutes. And now we wait again for 2 minutes to be put on the penalty clock. Hammered down the ice by Montreal after the face-off win. Is this another penalty behind the play? Yes, it is. Courtney Turner getting called for something again, and now Knight going off as well. So matching penalties here. Demi Crossman unsatisfied with the explanation given to her. She just skates away. Is it 5-on-4 or not? Wait a second. How is it 4-on-4? I was wondering about that. McCaskill coming off the bench to, or not. McCaskill's allowed to stay. And Greaves being punished as she's sent out of the faceoff dot. Williams down low for Greaves. Wind and fire, it ends up in some sticks. Marie-Philippe Poulin still out there for the penalty kill, not taking a shift off. The captain has it for Montreal and she'll break out with it. Over the blue line, calmly shovels it in, and she'll come off the ice for a change. Lauren Williams out of Windsor, Ontario, for Megan Greaves out of Cary, North Carolina. We apologize again about the camera. The battery came undone. We'll get it back set momentarily. 1:08 to play in the penalty, 4 minutes, 3 seconds in the game. Another penalty being called as a Blades player is wiped out behind the play. Stop and start third period here, as Montreal has added 2 to their lead, as the Blades look like they're going to go 2 to the good. Body checking call, and it's about to get pretty full in the Montreal penalty box. 3 players will now be crowded in there, as Melanie DesRochers will, I was about to say will take a seat, but I don't know if there's room for her to do so. Her teammates are nice, they'll make some room. 65 seconds of 5-on-3 time for Worcester. At this point, Worcester getting on the board would be an accomplishment this weekend. They were unable to score in yesterday's contest and have been scoreless for almost 3 whole games. So their last goal coming in the first period of the final game of the weekend series against Shenzhen in China. They haven't scored a goal in the United States since home opener against the Toronto Furies when Casey Stathopoulos scored. Williams past Myers. A 9-0 lead for Montreal, 38 seconds left to 5-on-3 time. Myers can't shovel one in. Miller winds and it's right into a body. And Montreal is just trying to keep the puck immobile. Fleming's shot is blockered away. And it's poked out of the zone. Montreal still as dangerous as ever, 5-on-3 even. Bate just trying to keep the puck away from her zone. Now Fleming will rush up. 9 seconds of 5-on-3 time left. Stathopoulos can't spin it to the middle of the ice. She takes a tumble and slow to get up. First penalty has expired, so back to 5-on-4 we go. Ratcliffe leaves it. Kick him. As with 44 seconds left in the minor penalty, drop it for Atkinson. Morgan Turner can't get around to the blue line, and Montreal will clear once again. Daou past Atkinson. Final 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Mercifully drawing close. Morgan Turner once again, around 1 forechecker. Final 13 seconds of power play time for Worcester. Last 2 minutes of action, and the penalties have expired. Montreal kills them all off. And the Blades, again, just 1 power play goal on the season. If you're wondering why I'm silent most of the time, I've run out of stuff to say in the final 95 seconds of this game. Not sure how many more times I can say the Worcester attack is defended at the red line. Montreal brings it in again. Ratcliffe will stop this one behind her cage. Sperling gets it around. Martin and Atkinson for Montreal along the wall. Greaves and McCaskill. Eventually it gets to Megan Sperling. Through the skates of McCaskill, they judge that she touched it, so no icing. Last minute in this game. Warm up the bus if you're Montreal and get out of here as soon as you can. Bate crashing in, looking for 10. And instead she passed off Rougeau from the defensive point. Couldn't get the pass away. Poulin can't cut it to the net. Now Greaves bodied off the puck by Poulin once more. Daou waits, finds her captain. Greaves gives her a what's for slash. Durocher finds Daou again. Daou cuts in, waits, and the save is made by Ratcliffe. Right back to the point for Durocher, and another save for Ratcliffe with 15 seconds to go. So perhaps one more face-off as the Worcester home half of 2018 is about to close winless. Worcester will fall to 0-11, and Montreal will go to 7-1, gearing up for next weekend against the Calgary Inferno. Block shot for Lauren Williams. Emard, another block chance for Williams. As Montreal will close out this game 9-0. Well, that was painful. Marie-Soleil Deschênes gets a shutout in her season debut, and the Worcester Blades unable to score for the second consecutive homestand. So, 9-0 the score, 9 different goal scorers for Montreal. We thank you again for joining us for all of 2018. We will be back for 2019 when Shenzhen comes January 5th, 6th, and 8th. We thank you again. I'm Max Walpeth on behalf of everyone here for the Worcester Blades. Thank you for joining us, and have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2019.